Hi Apartment Therapy, I'm Carolina and welcome to my 452 square foot home in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I would describe my home as cozy, packed with DIYs and bohemian. I like to find things from the street that are free, that some people consider trash. For example, one of my trash finds was my chair that I use at my desk. It was a chair with 3 legs. I sanded the arms, I cut off the 3 legs, I reupholstered the chair and put my computer chair legs into that, and now I have a very nice game-like chair. One of my proudest DIY is the lamp. I made it with burlap and some wire, and it cost me like nothing. It brings so much character in the living room. At the entryway, I created more storage with hanging some sliding doors and putting some shelves so I can store my painting cans and to hide the electric power. Everything that looks like electronic, I hate. That's why I made a frame for the TV. And I built a case for the printer so it doesn't look weird to have a printer under the couch. Also, I have speakers that doesn't look like speakers because I painted them and put fabric on them to look like nice boxes. I hide the router inside a basket. I like to hide things in my house, so behind there is my trampoline. My biggest challenge was making my home feel peaceful because I live in a very loud neighborhood in Buenos Aires. My living room is my multi-purpose space. I use it for exercise, to work, to DIY, to watch TV, to have dinner. I try different layouts, but now that I'm 100% working from home, I need the desk to be closer to the window, and the armoire needs to be in this wall or the other wall closer to the window, but it makes the space feel darker. The only place I can put the couch is in front of the TV that is in front of the armoire. The armoire over here, I wanted to make it feel like a creative workstation, like a room inside my armoire, and to have all my knitting stuff, all the fabrics, all the things I use constantly with my DIYs. I wanted this green because I wanted to feel like it's balanced with the green outside. I take a picture of my wall, and then I do an Instagram story and I put a sticker with the paint can and paint it with my fingers, and that way I can do like a mock-up of the room. This was the first time I painted a whole wall. It was very fun and it inspired me to keep on doing things around the house. After I finished the green room here in the living room, I felt my kitchen was needing to have some of that color, and I put some wood veneer in other cabinets to have the same feeling of wood, green, and of course being blush too. I removed a big cabinet that was tall. This cabinet used to have the brooms and the ladder, and with the pieces of that I make some shelves and another small cabinet, and that brings a lot of light to the kitchen. But I have a problem that it shows water heater, so I build divider with wood slats. Then I build a hanging rack and I put all my brooms in there, and I paint the ladder with terracotta paint, so it doesn't need to be inside a cabinet anymore. The biggest DIY was the bathroom. I felt inspired by New York style bathrooms. I painted all with white and leave a line with black. I added vinyl to the floor to be a black and white floor too. Then I paint the cabinet with the same green of the kitchen. My bathroom doesn't have a lot of storage, so I need to find some storage outside the bathroom. Firstly, I use shelves, and these shelves were always very messy, so I fixed it creating a fake armoire, putting doors around the shelves. So I have these two tricks. One is always bring with me a photo of the room I want to tackle, because when I'm at the store, I can't forget that I already have a thing, or that thing I'm going to buy doesn't match with my room at all. And the other trick is I learned that from here to here I have 40 centimeters long. So when I go shopping, I use my elbow to my fist to measure things. To choose color, I felt inspired by nature. If in nature two colors goes well together, when you decorate, that's okay too. For instance, green and blush pink of a flower, and terracotta of the earth. And of course, doing some Pinterest palette search. I was not always good at DIYing. 9 years ago, when I first moved to a home, I have a hanging rack and I tried to hang it, and of course it fell down with everything, and then I learned how to hang it properly, and then I started to doing everything and repeating mistakes and learning from it. Even though it was a difficult time, I learned a lot during the pandemic. The challenge to be at home and to find all the problems all together, and the motivation to solve it. I learned through all my DIYs a lot, and when I see a chair, I see how long it took me to make it like that. I'm surrounded with my experience and all my learning process. I feel like I transformed my home, but my home really transformed me.